Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 104. Yep, 104. Now, this one, I'm finally finishing up the last. Well, I'm going to talk about the last 5 episodes of Goggle-V. Yes, it's the 5-part finale for Goggle-V. And the thing with this one is that we have this new energy known as a Hydra energy, also referred as a super energy. So the thing starts off with basically a friend of Goggle-Red's, where he presenting like a futuristic city, something we would see in other series. I'll get to that in a later video. Where it's like we have basically, apparently this type of city will take about 30 years to basically come to fruition, because it takes 10 years for all the solar stamp and stuff. From what I can tell, this probably isn't true for real life cities, mind you. So you see him basically on a survey. And just by sheer coincidence, he runs a Death Dark. No, seriously, he runs it by sheer coincidence. Excuse me, what was he looking for them? No, he just on a survey. And all of a sudden, like, wow, he runs into Death Dark, the main villain of this damn series. And then they just have their monster just simply hypnotize, like, oh, it's my future city! And he runs off a cliff. And the character is never seen again after that. He is mentioned once, a couple times actually, very next episode. And then he's completely forgotten about. Yeah, this friend. And apparently Goggle-Red really wants revenge on Death Dark for killing his friend. Well, actually, he disappeared. They don't say exactly what happens in per se. There was actually one survivor of that group, and they fell into a stream that apparently no one can return from. They never found his body, so presumably he's still on the bottom of the river, or he's downstream. Do they bother go looking for him? Nope. They rather go take care of this. Like, oh, and of course he battles them and he gets captured. Yes, Goggle-Ray gets captured. Do they take away his powers? No. They strap him to a cart. They put him in a mining cart. Yes, a mining cart. And have him basically be the experiment. And basically, him being captured, like, really? You captured Goggle-Red? Wow, that's... So, yeah, by the way, had this whole shaking thing happen in the first episode, like, oh, and it had this big, humongous, giant energy where it comes up from the ground, like, and then the whole thing next episode happened when that happened. And he has, like, and of course, Deathlinger's like, yep, we should think it's outside. And of course, they had it outside. Of course, we don't have Monsters Day episode. Now, for the next 2 episodes, we are simply put dealing with this black hole device. Yes, black hole device. Well, actually, it starts in episode 47. Like, oh, they have, and by the way, they use these teleporters, which I look at them like, these are reused teleporters from Sun Vulcan. No, seriously, these are the same exact damn teleporters that the Machine Empire used just last season. I'm thinking, really? Now I'm wondering, why the heck would they bother to do this for? It's one of the most strangest things I've ever seen. Where, yeah, that's an actual prop they actually just took from that particular series for apparently no reason at all. It's like, oh, need a teleporter. Let's just take from the previous damn series. Also, the design of this damn thing reminds me of a tentacle monster. Yeah. Yeah, and then by the end of the episode, the teleporter is destroyed. No, I'm not kidding about that. The exact teleporter is destroyed, and the monster used to transport part of the mechanism for the damn thing. Apparently, gets lost and ends up in the park, causing a minor rampage. He eventually is stopped by the Goggle-V. And by the way, in this very episode, this actually was the first time that the Grand Marshal himself was asked to send out Kong. And he's like, what? Okay. Yeah, I'm not kidding about that. It's like, wow. Yeah, Deathmark was like a bit perplexed by his subordinate asking him to basically send out Kong. Like, okay. And he sends out Kong. Though he would complete the black hole device, the black hole device himself was moved, thanks to them finding out where the location was, thanks to using Goggle Caesar. Then, of course... Oh, and by the way, in the very first episode, like of this one, I've also got to mention before continuing next what happens next because we kind of wrap this up, where Dystopia lands on top, and they actually they try to investigate, try to look inside, but they can't get go inside just yet per se. Yeah, that doesn't happen until the final episode where they go inside the damn thing. Yeah, wait, this whole season to have the Rangers go inside the inside happens in the final episode, which we'll get to more today. So, they manage to get inside. Well, this happens a bit later. I'll get to that. So, basically, Mesmark, the femme fatale of the organization of Death Dark, she gets the power of visibility, and without her knowledge, Desmark puts a bomb in her chest. And she knows nothing about it until Deathlinger basically gets there. Yeah, he managed to break into place thanks to her, like, finding the place. Yeah, she managed to get into the base operations of the Goggle-V. At least unlike Sun Vulcan, which happened about halfway through the damn run, this actually happened toward the end. Which, in my opinion, that's not a bad place to put this. They break in. She breaks in pretty easily. And gets control, like, hey, I found the control room. Basically, apparently she's also dying too. And then when Deathling is like, what, you're still alive? And that's when it goes, oh yeah, we put a bomb in your chest because you're an idiot. And then, of course, she basically detonates the bomb and destroys the base. Well, destroys the control room mostly. And also, I should point out, though, that they actually have where the cliffhanger is, oh, Gogol Caesar is flying around the baseball stadium, constantly circling the stand, trying to find a way to land. And then apparently, because the control was destroyed, apparently the Gogol Caesar had to fly out to the mountains. Did it crash? No, we'll get to that. Because for the very next episode, get this, Mesmark is dead. Yeah, she blew herself up. She's definitely gone. Gone for good. Does not come back at all. Excuse me. Deathlinger is still alive. Yep, he still is. Somehow. So, Gogol-V decided to nurse her back into health. Which seems a bit odd for him to do. Oh, by the way, completely forgot about later. Like, yes. And when have a Mons break into the base, and he's like, I'm a general. Stand down. I got in control. Like, nope, you're not. And then he basically just fights him. And, yeah, they get more into this a little bit later. And after Goggle-V actually defeats the creature, he basically barges into the control room with a gun and requests permission to pilot the Kong himself. Dessler is like, basically, it seems like he's not getting permission. All of a sudden, Fury Taboo is like, you have permission, go ahead. Yeah, it's a good thing Fury Taboo can overwrite the Grand Marshal because he's basically his boss. Yeah, so he pilots out a damn thing. I'll get some more basically about the pilot of this damn thing when these Kongs, when I talk about my top thoughts in the season. So he fights the Gogol robot and is destroyed. Though it actually gets a pretty good battle out of it. Lasts a little bit longer than like a lot of the air battles. This lasts for a good 5 or 6 minutes, like a little bit longer than all of their previous battles. And then like, okay, we get to the final episode. So all that's left to be is Bella, Beth, Desmark, and Fury Taboo. So they kind of like tricked them, like, oh look, it's Gogol Caesar. And it's abandoned. Like nobody's on board. Let's go into the place. Let's go. Let's use it. Let's go inside and fly into Tokyo to basically turn into a freaking rampage. Oh, by the way, in the previous episode, Mesmark to break into place. They take the original Black Hole device. Yeah, get this. Gogol picks up the damn thing and throws over a cliff, and it explodes. Yeah, seriously. So. Oh, by the way, in the previous episodes, the Professor came back. First time since episode 2. No, that's not a joke. He comes back. Like, apparently he was in Africa this whole period of time. And you're thinking, really? He was? Oh, yeah, he was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Confessor in the sub I watched comes back for this episode 4950, and that's it for him. No, seriously, the guy only appeared in 4 episodes this entire series. Like, so apparently he built, despite the fact the original base was destroyed, he built a backup base, which basically plays a little bit. And of course, Deathlinger is like, apparently, these are the same people who helped him. And he says, hey, the Festival's back in Africa. And by the way, Deathmark was not there. He was actually in Sage. It's like, really? He's back from Africa? And you found the base? Storm the damn thing. Destroy it. And of course, some damage to the entrance, but don't worry, base is perfectly fine. So, and after, of course, Deathlinger is eliminated in the same episode, then they finally break into the base. They finally break into the damn thing. We waited, like everybody watched this, they waited 49 episodes after the thing first showed up. We finally kind of break into the damn thing. After all the, of course, they got Beth and Bella fighting them. Of course, all their crazy stuff that's happening when they get to control. And finally, all of it just by sheer coincidence managed to get to control at the same time. And they finally break in. And I gotta point this out, though. This reminded me a lot of Life, which came out after this. And he's like, so, your fear of Taboo takes his sword and breaks the freaking glass that basically Fear of Taboo is behind. Yes, Fear of Taboo is behind a freaking glass. This entire series. Yeah, he breaks damn thing. And you see this monstrosity creature. Everyone's wondering, like, really? This is the boss of this organization? Yeah, it's by far, and then of course, like, then they go outside to battle Deathmark, and of course they kill Bella and Beth, who, by the way, finally take off their suits, who basically wearing these head-to-toe suits where it covers their entire body, the entire run, and they take them off like, damn, these are hot women. Oh my gosh, like, wow. Beth and Bella are very beautiful women. Like, I was kind of surprised to say that. By the way, is there anything you know about these women per se? No, not really. It's like, for some reason, I'm not sure why, they never actually develop any like, there's nothing really known about these characters aside from basically the Deathmark's handmaidens. I would have not been surprised, given the fact that the way he is, he probably slept with them. I would not have been surprised. He's like, hey, I'm the boss, and I have these two beautiful babes, basically my 2 handmaidens. And if I were him, I would like, I'll take these two women to bed with me. Never said he probably didn't. It's never said he did. I mean, yeah, he didn't do it per se. But there's nothing said he couldn't do it. Or maybe Deathlinger probably took one of them to his bed. Yeah. So they're eliminated. Deathmark is eliminated via the Golden Spear, which they actually do a variant of who they were, and they finally kill him. And he's gone. And like, okay, so what's left to do? Destroy Deathmark, Deathtopia, and get rid of Fear of Taboo. So the Goggle-V sees about the Wicca actually lies about this. Because on the Wicca site, it says it was the robot. They used the robot to destroy the base. And I watched the episode like, wait, the robot that destroyed his base, it was Goggle Caesar. Yeah, because I kind of read ahead a bit, and it said that it was the Goggle Robo who destroyed the damn thing. I watched the episode, it was Goggle Caesar, they fired two missiles at it, and they destroyed the base. Okay, at least it's not via self-destruct. So, then Fear Taboo goes giant size. First, now this is the first time I've seen this happen since Battle Fever J, where the main villain in the final episode goes giant size. Because Fear Hell Saturn, that never happened to him because he was killed off prior to the very end. And of course, the previous one never got a chance to do it because, well, she never had the ability to do it. Her general did. But she never did. Nope. Basically, the last villain I saw do this was Sin Egos. He was the last villain I've ever seen go giant size. And they proceed to use regular mark on him, but regular slash, only slice him in half, and then they kill him the same way say Eggles was killed. Throw the freaking sword at him and hit right now in when say Eggles got he get hit in the freaking chest. In the case of Fear of Taboo, it was basically in his weird looking eye. And that's it for him. And that's it for Deathmark. They're all dead. They effectively killed them all. Well, they gotta drag the story, whatever. And then they gotta give the usual happy ending to this damn thing. Yep. So, I'll give my final thoughts next video, but man, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to Goggle-V. Yep. But in the case of these 5 episodes, it's a good finale. I appreciate it. It's only 5 episodes. Like Liveman, which was 9 parts. 9 parts of that finale. That was by far my longest endgame I have ever seen. Yeah. But to you next video, which would be my final thoughts on Goggle-V. Okay, next video. Bye.